Hey everyone, welcome to our channel Megha Discourse, and I am your educator Megha. Most of the students know very well about the terms like code switching, register, sociolect, dialect. But do you really know that which core branch of linguistic belongs to? Like they come under sociolinguistic, applied linguistic, theoretical linguistic. What is difference between neurolinguistic and psycholinguistic? It is considered that before moving to some complex topic like phonetics, morphology, we should first consider the building block of linguistics. So in this lecture, we will cover the core branches of linguistics. I know you know very well that phonetics, morphology, semantics, and syntactics, they are the core branches. But no, absolutely no. They are only the micro branches of linguistics. We have two branches in linguistics, that is micro and macro linguistics. So in this video, we will discuss in detail each and every point of linguistics, and yes, we will definitely do PYQ so that you can connect the concept with PYQs. Okay, and this video is really helpful not only for UGC NET candidate or GATE 1 but for all students. If you are preparing for teaching exam, if you are in masters, so this video helps you a lot. Okay, my first priority is providing you the quality material so that you can rectify this error occur while reading the topic, while understanding the PYQs like assertion and reason based questions. Okay, so let us start our topic. So first, what is linguistics? We know that language is the mode of communication. We communicate through language. But linguistic, it is the scientific study of language. Through linguistic, we come to know that how to use language, what type of language we should use, which type of context word we should choose. That is the linguistics. And before linguistic, we have language. That is why we first studied origin of language in our first lecture. And that is our second lecture, in which we will do what is linguistic and core branches of linguistic. Linguistic is the scientific and systematic study of language. So first, what is scientific mean? Scientific means to study the language with empiricist approach. That is, we have to analyze the core area of language. For example, if I have a like bat, okay, so here I use B, A and T. Okay, so I made this bat from BAT. So this is the scientific study. What type of sound I am using here? Is A is long A or short A? The T sound is labiodental or it's like affricative or fricative. So that is the scientific study of language. Now, what is systematic study? So systematic study means the systems, rules, or grammar rules, like it is syntactically correct one, semantically the sentence is correct one, the root word is correct or not. So that is the systematic language. Examining its sound, structure, meaning, which use across culture, time periods and communities. Time periods like synchronic and diachronic shift, communities like dialect hai, register hai, idiolect hai, across culture like Pidgin and Creole. So linguistic means the detailed analysis of language we are using today. Okay, so first, the core important point, we have scientific study. As I told you, like I am giving you one example, after which I will explain all these 6 points. Like I have a unluckily. So this is my word. Okay. Scientific means I have to analyze this word unluckily. Like here is the root word is luck. Okay. So this is the root word. Here that is the prefix, which means no. Then ILY. This is the suffix, which made it adverb. Okay. This root word convert into adverb by using ILY. Okay. Now, what is universal? Universal grammar. That is some language, not only the one language, but every language has its universal appeal, universal grammar, which can be applicable to all language. Like they have order of sentence making. Like we have subject plus verb plus object. So this order is absolutely correct for all language. Similarly, we do it Hindi, we do it in English, we do it in Sanskrit as well. So this is called universal. Okay. You can consider like we have morphology, the root word in which Tamil language, English language, Sanskrit language, in all language we have root words, we need phone, that is we need sound. So this is called universal and given by Noam Chomsky. Then we have structure. Structure means the structure of language. Okay, like if I am using here, I am a girl. So this is the sentence. In Hindi I call it मैं एक लड़की हूँ. क्या कहते हैं? मैं एक लड़की हूँ. Now the sentence structure is different for different language. Like मैं एक लड़की हूँ. If I convert it in Hindi, so I, a लड़की, girl. ठीक है? I, a girl. Where is am now? It is understood that we have to use am here. That is the verb which we used only with I. Okay, so this is called structure. What is the structure of language? How to apply this verb, how to apply sentence pattern, how to apply phonetics. Like I have to say cat, so I have to use C-A-T instead of B-A-T. If I change the phones like C to B, so the meaning changes. So this is called structure. Then descriptive. Now we have two approaches. First is prescriptive approach. Now second is descriptive approach. What is the difference between these approaches? So first let us understand prescriptive one. So prescriptive means to prescribe something, that how we use language. Okay, and descriptive means describe something, that how language actually used, that how people actually use the language. That is called descriptive one. Okay, so linguistic works on descriptive approach, that it tells us that how people actually using language. Are they using correctly or not one? Have they used correct pronunciation or not one? Okay, is the sentence, is the style they are choosing is right or not one? So this is the linguistic. And prescriptive means how the language, how the people speak in the language. They can speak right one, they can speak wrong one. Like for unluckily, it is said that we should not start a sentence by using unluckily. That is, it is actually a dangling modifier. Now what is dangling modifier? It means it is hanging modifier. Okay, there is no relationship of unluckily to the subject we are using. It is just only for increasing emotional tone. So people are using unluckily. So it is because of prescriptive approach. Okay, but we should not use it because of descriptive approach. Descriptive means the pattern, the structure. It says that this is dangling modifier, we should not use this. But prescriptive one, they are using it, like Gen Z slang words. They use delilu. This is not the word exactly in our dictionary, but they used it. Okay, so this is prescriptive one. And you can say millennials, they use delusion. So this is the descriptive one. Okay, so this is the difference between prescriptive and descriptive. Now what is cognitive? I told you, cognitive, related to mind, related to mental growth, that how we are perceiving language, how we are understanding these words. Like unluckily, if someone is say unluckily, am I able to hear it correctly? He is calling unluckily, so I am perceiving it correctly. Okay, what is unluckily means? Yeah, like I can transform this sentence, or I can use this in the sentences. Like luck is root word, un is not. So this is called cognitive growth. How language is processed in our human mind, how we acquire language, how we understand the words. This is cognitive. Another, we have synchronic and diachronic. This is another important point. Okay, now synchronic, study of language at a specific point. Like we are in Gen Z generation, so we are understanding their words. That is synchronic language, synchronic understanding. What is diachronic? Diachronic means we like from old English to present modern English, how language changes, how the words meaning shifted. This is called diachronic. In old English, romance is for adventure. Now romance is for love. So how this semantic shift, how the meaning of the word changes, that is called diachronic. Okay, so this is the linguistics. This is the meaning of linguistic, and I hope you can better understand all these points. Okay, now let's move to next one. Etymology of language. Etymology means origin of word. This is another your PYQ you can understand. Now what is linguistic? From where linguistic exactly originates? So first, it is a Latin word. Okay, now it comes from lingua. This is the original word of linguistics. So lingua means tongue or language, general. This is a general meaning. Now it converts into Latin word, but with a different meaning, that is lingualis. Okay, lingualis means of a tongue or of a language. Okay, now it this word semantic shift. Now it shift its regional language कहते हैं ना जो, the regional language changes. Now it comes in French language and it changes its attributive nature and it becomes linguistic. What is linguistic? Linguistic means relating to language. Okay, first it is of a tongue, of a language, then it converted into relating to a language. Now in English it converted into linguistics, and linguistics means the science of language, how to understand language. This is called linguistic. Now in history of English literature, I have also make a master video on it. So in history of English literature, we come to know that first there is old English, okay, then slowly and steadily it evolved and it become modern English. First we have Latin in Anglo-Saxon period, then we have French in Anglo-Norman period, and in age of Chaucer we have English one. So this is the same. Latin we have lingua. Now the evolution occurs and it becomes lingualis. Now in French one it becomes linguistique. Now in English it becomes linguistics. Okay, so this is the etymology of linguistics. Let's move to next one. Now we have to understand what is difference between language and linguistic. We know very well that language is a mode of communication, okay, and linguistic is the science of language. But how can we say that language evolves first and linguistic comes after? We have solved a question in our first class that language comes from onomatopoeic words like his, but sound. People before origination of language, they used natural words, they imitate nature, they imitate animal sound. Okay, so that's why language comes first. Linguistic comes in 19th century. In 19th century, the key theorists and thinkers like Ferdinand, Sigmund, Noam Chomsky, okay, J.L. Austin, they evolved these theories, and then we come to know that there is a subject linguistic, and we used phonetics, pronunciation. As you know very well that before some years, there is no use of pronunciation. People do not know about accent, pronunciation, okay, what is exact meaning of the word. But nowadays, these things are evolving more and more because of these key thinkers. Okay, so this is linguistics. So first, language is a system of communication which is used by human, and linguistic the scientific study of that system. Language is a natural human ability behavior, like we have different languages, English, Hindi, Arabic, Tamil. It's a simple thing. But in linguistic, it is the academic discipline that how English, Tamil and that Kannada, all language are differ and all language are similar. So this is called linguistics, studies of all language without bias. No language is superior so far as linguistics is concerned. All language has its own nature, its own smoothness. Okay, now learned and used consciously. Unconsciously, we use language like language is innate, based on innatism, said by Noam Chomsky. Like a child learn language through mother. Okay, the child need not to learn complex vocab, complex grammar to learn language. It is the innate ability of a child. Similarly, linguistics, it is conscious, systematic and analysis of language. Why so? Because we need complex rule to understand the pronunciation, to understand the accent, to use the phones, to understand the root word. So this is called linguistics. Now, everyone speaks a language. This is absolutely right. We have native language. Okay. But linguistics study how and why language works. It means what language we are using. Okay. Is it right or wrong? We are pronouncing the word correct or not. This is called linguistic. Okay. So language means what we are speaking. Linguistics means how we are speaking and why we are speaking. Okay. So language exists before linguistic. You can say pre-linguistic era is language and post-linguistic era, that is linguistics. So it emerges formal discipline in 19th century. So this is about language and linguistics. Now the heart of this lecture. First question from these 3 slides. You will say these are the common thing, but here is the question. Scope, from the scope of linguistics. Now, can I choose the correct statement regarding scope of linguistics from the following? Okay. First we have to describe and trace the history of all observable language. कहता है linguistic का मतलब है to describe करना and trace the history of all observable language. Yes, in linguistic we studied that how language evolved. Okay, we studied from where language come. So this is absolutely right. Okay. Number 2, to determine the forces that are permanently and universally at work in all language. We have to determine that, yes, before this language, we have certain rules. And after evolution of the language, we have certain rules. Is there any change in rules? In general, it is talking about universal grammar. Okay? Like in first point, it is talking about diachronic shift. Okay? So in second point, he is talking about universal grammar. Now, third point. B point is right. To study manifestation of civilized human speech only. No. Linguistic never distinguished between civilized or uncivilized language. Even in linguistic, we are reading, we are studying, we are learning the extinctive language as well. Okay, the extinct language. You can say language death. We also studied in linguistics. So the C point is incorrect. If C point is incorrect, it means your option B is incorrect. Your option 4 is incorrect. Now, what about D? To consider only correct speech and flowery language. No. Linguistic never admires correct speech and flowery language. Linguistics means pattern of language. That this is wrong pattern. And why this is wrong pattern? So linguistic means to improve your language. So D option is not right. If D option is not right, then 3 is not right. So what about E option? To delimit and define itself. Yes, linguistic means to delimit itself, to define itself, that what is difference between language and communication, how language of normal language, that is the formal language, is different from informal language, how paradigmatic is different, okay, how synchronic and diachronic is different, how perspective and descriptive approach is different. So this is what we called linguistic differences. That is language, linguistic can delimit and define itself. So E option is correct. So our answer is A, B and E. This is your UGC NET 2025 question. Okay, so if you know the basic definition of linguistic, then this question is easy for you. Chaliye. Next we have branches of linguistics. Now you will amazed if you do not know about this one, that linguistics has two major branches. First is micro and another we have macro linguistics. Now, what is micro linguistic? Micro linguistic means that linguistics deals with internal structure. What is internal structure? Like we have phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, they are internal structure, that how a word, a sentence is different. Like phonetics tell us about the sound system, phonology about the minimal pair, morphology about the root word, syntax about the sentence structure, semantics about the meaning, what is the meaning is right or not, pragmatics about the context, that how we actually perceiving the language. We will do in detail, don't worry. Okay, then we have macro. Macro means on large level, on a broad level. Now, macro is further divided into interdisciplinary and intradisciplinary. Now, what is interdisciplinary? Interdisciplinary ka matlab, it means that language and the broad area it is related to. Like sociolinguistic, linguistic related to sociology, society. Psycholinguistic, linguistic related to psychology. Neurolinguistic, linguistic related to neuro, that is brain. Stylistic, that is study of literature, how we use rhythm, tone, okay, how we use rhyme, free verse, that is called stylistic, which type of words we should choose. Okay, then we have computational, that is computer science study karna, that is scopes. Scopes means analyze large bodies, okay, analyze in a larger context, that is the scope study. Now we have intradisciplinary. Intra matlab internal approach, like we have applied linguistic, how to apply the rules we are getting from linguistic, how to apply the rules of language, how to say language acquisitions rule, what type of language acquisitions rules we have, what type of theories we have. So theoretical यानी कि in applied one we used application, and in theoretical we have theory like speech act theory, optimal theory, X bar theory. So why we use these theories, how these theories evolves? We have historical, that is synchronic and diachronic shift. We have descriptive, okay, that how language works. We have prescriptive approach, descriptive approach. It comes under intradisciplinary. Suppose if the question come, then how can you answer? Okay, so you should know about these basic things. Then we have comparative linguistic, how to compare linguistic, that like we have Gen Z and millennial words. So this is called comparative linguistics. Okay, now let us understand them in detail. So this is your slide. Micro linguistics, that is the internal structure of language. Okay, let me change the color. That is the internal structure of language. What is internal structure? Like there is a word, unluckily. Okay, so we should know about this word, that unluckily we have these sounds. Root word is luck, un is prefix, and which prefix? It means no. We have luck. Okay, so from the luck it becomes lucky. And why that? We substituted from ILY to make it adverb. So we make it from adjective to adverb. So this is called internal structure. Chalo. First we have phonetics. Okay, phonetics means human speech sound. To understand the study of human speech sound. How many sounds we have? We have 44 sounds in English literature. In English language. Okay, among which we have 20 of vowel and 24 of consonant. So the study of all these 44 sounds is called phonetics. We here studied about accent, we studied about pronunciation, like we have articulatory, acoustic and auditory. What is articulatory? Articulate means to articulate something, to speak something, how we are using our tongue. It is labiodental sound, it is velar sound, is it affricative, voiced, voices, that is called articulatory. Okay, how to speak a sound, how to speak a word. So this is called articulation. For example, we have cat. So here we use here cat. Okay. Now the origin of K come from, let us speak K. So what is the shape of our lips? Okay. For where our tongue is touching or not. Okay. So this is called articulation. Like A, it is long A or short A. Like you know that we have 5 types of A. Okay. Like we have this is the short one, and this A is the long one. So here this A is long. Okay. So this is the articulatory system. Ta is labiodental. So our tongue is touching the back of the teeth. So this is called labiodental. So this is called articulation. Now acoustic. As I told you that this is the short A, this is the long A. Okay, so we are using A, long A, like in 8. Okay. So cake. So this A, that is the frequency. How long we pronounce A, that what is the pitch? Okay, what is the duality, intensity, frequency of this letter? So of this sound, this is called acoustic. Okay, like I have another example. For example, up. So here we use a small A, up. But in this, we are using long A, that is cake, cat, straight. So this is called difference. This is called acoustic appeal. Now we have auditory. How the listener is listening. Is I'm audible to him or not? Okay. Is I'm pronouncing it right or not? Like I want to say cake. So he is understanding that I am saying cake instead of another one. So this is called auditory one. How ear and brain are perceiving. So this is called auditory. Now what is phonology? How sounds actually function. This is called phonology. Like phoneme. Okay, the smallest unit. Allophone. We have same sound. Like we have this B sound. In this B sound, I have aspirated and not aspirated. This is called allophone. Okay, in allophone we have past marker rule. Like if I say neck and then I have to add it becomes naked. It is not necked, it is naked. The sound here last is of it. So this is called allophone pass marker root. So that's why we need to study allophone. Okay, it is very vast concept. Now minimal pair, for example, for instance, pin, okay, and tin. There are two words like P and T. This is the minimal pair. Okay, if I interchange P and T, so the meaning is changed. Okay, like for example, pan and tin. How many minimal pair we have? Two, like P and A. They both are different here, T and I. So two minimal pair. So this is called minimal pair and it comes under phonology. Then what is morphology? Morphology is the study of root word, the study of words. Okay, the formation of words. That is morpheme, the smallest unit help making a word. Root kya hai? What is prefix? What is suffix? That is morphology. Syntax, that is how the structure form. For example, from a letter we make a word. From a word, we make a sentence. Now, from letter to word, this is called morphology. Okay, but from word to sentence, it is called syntax. Okay, I know very well about the word like you, can, it, and do. Now, I have to make a sentence. Then what type of sentence I will make? You can do it. So, this is called syntax. Now, semantics. That means the study of meaning. That here I am, if I write you, do, can, it. Now this word is semantically correct because we have arranged the words. So semantically it is, we can understand. But syntactically it is wrong because subject plus verb plus object pattern was broken here. So this is semantics, the study of synonymy, antonymy, polysemy, like synonymy. For example, big V, I can use huge, large, okay, enormous. Then antonymy, opposite one, okay, I like big, small. Then we have polysemy, one word have multiple meaning, like we have bank. A bank is for financial one, bank is for river one. So this is polysemy, homonymy, okay. So these are called semantics. Now we have pragmatics. Pragmatics means speech act. How context contribute to meaning. You can say read between lines. Okay, like if I am saying I am thirsty, so it can there can be two meaning of this line. Okay, so if I am saying I am thirsty, so it means first literal meaning, it implies state of being thirsty. Okay. And second means I want, please give me a glass of water. So this is called pragmatic. That is speech act, in which we have implicature, dexes, and so many, like we have speech act theory, locutionary, illocutionary. So we will study them in detail for the lectures. Okay. Let's move to our next one. Now this is your question related to this topic. Which component of language studies focuses on relationship between linguistic signs, like we have words, phrase, and the objects, concept they represent in the real world. Now, I have told you about very well that phonetics means study of sound, phonology means study of minimal pair of sound, morphology means word formation, syntax means phrase structure, semantic means study of meaning, pragmatics means speech act. Now, which component of language studies focus on relationship between linguistic sign, like we have words, then we make phrase, then we make subject, and object, concept they represent in the real world. So it means the study of meaning. So this is called semantics. Answer. Okay. I think you are enjoying this lecture. So let me know in the comment section, are you enjoying this series or not? Is this series helpful or not? Is this method helpful or not? Because your one comment motivate me a lot. Okay. Now next we have macro linguistics. What is macro linguistics? First we have interdisciplinary branches. Interdisciplinary means language related to its broader term. Okay. Sociolinguistic, that is study of sociology to help of linguistics. It comes under, the terms like dialects, language variation, social identity, it comes under sociolinguistic. I will make a broad chart on it because there are three linguistic, like sociolinguistic, we have the theoretical linguistic, and then applied linguistic. They all are very important for you. Okay. In sociolinguistic, we understand that how language arises, which is based completely on social aspect like class, gender, ethnicity, okay, or class conflict we have, and we have reason conflict, okay. like in one reason. For example, there is a word master. Okay, we have received pronunciation like in American it is pronounced as master, but in British it is pronounced as master. Both are right one. So master and master both are right, but it is because of sociolinguistic. It is because of difference in social environment. It is pronounced differently. So this is sociolinguistic, that we have dialect, we have different reason, we have different dialect. Like in single Rajasthan, there are thousands of Rajasthani language. In single UP, there are thousands of the Maithili language. Okay, like in your Tamil, in your Kannada, like Tamil and Telugu. Okay, so this is called variation. Okay, now let's move to psycholinguistic. Psycholinguistic, it means how we understood the language, how we produce language, what is the mental process behind that language, there is language acquisition from L1 and to L2, how we learn language 2 from language 1, memory, comprehension. Like if I say, what is the meaning of reason? Then you, in Hindi, okay, sometimes you know very well that the meaning of reason is karan in Hindi, but you are unable to retrieve that, you are unable to remind or recall that word exactly at that time, at that particular moment in Hindi. So this is because of mental tiredness, you can say, or you have passive vocab for that reason. Okay, so this is called psycholinguistic, how language we produce, how we remember these words, how our active and passive mind works, passive vocab works. This is called psycholinguistic. Now neurolinguistic. Neuro means brain related. Okay, the study of language, the study of linguistic with help of brain process. Like many persons, they have aphasia. Aphasia means speech disorder. They can understand your word very well, but they cannot speak like that. Okay, they cannot articulate those words. So this is called aphasia. Language disorder, like we have dyslexia. Okay, that is like we have left hemisphere is not working, then we found aphasia in those students. Okay, so this is called brain reason. So our nervous system works during this linguistic period. What is stylistic? The study of literature, literary style के बारे में, tone, register, figurative language, why we use alliteration in place of metaphor, what is personification, metonymy, metaphor, why we use rhymed verse, why we use blank verse. This is called stylistic. What type of word we are using, whether it is complex one or it is very simple one. So this is called stylistic, that is style of literature. Now computational, that is computer science, study of linguistic by computer science. Okay, here you will get machine translation, AI language, like we have ChatGPT, Google Translate. So what program is behind that language, behind that understanding? It is called computational. Like computer have its own language, it's have Java, C++. So this is called computational language in literature. Okay, we use ChatGPT so that it can translate our wrong Hindi into right one, wrong English into right one, or like we have Google Translation. We can use like there is a word, I want it to translate into Chinese one, so that is Google Translation. This is called computational linguistic. Then we have COPS. COPS means database. COP, it comes from corpora, corporate कहते हैं ना, जैसे corpora, that is database, large database. We understand language on a large context. Okay, like we have frequency, pattern, language used in the context. For example, I have cloud. In ancient time, in Old English time, it is meant for weather. Okay, for season, for weather. Now it changes. Now we can use cloud in computer programming. We can use it in our computer database. So how this language, how this word changes its meaning, and how this word used as a polysemy word. So this is called COPS linguistics. We understood it on a large area. So this is how our interdisciplinary branches works. Okay, chaliye. Now this is the question related to this branch. Okay, कहता है the study of how human beings acquire language. कैसे how human acquiring language and how we use language to speak and understand is called. Now, what is this meaning? How can we understand language? How can we acquire language? So this is what we call theoretical. No, it means theory based. Sociolinguistic means sociology based. Applied means we have to apply something, and it is called acquiring language, how human being. So this is psycholinguistics. Okay, so the study in psycholinguistic, we tell that this is the mental process that how we produce language, how we understand language. So this is your June 2025 question. Okay, chaliye, let's move to next one. Macro linguistics, that is intradisciplinary branches. Intra matlab that is internal approach applied on a linguistic approach, whether it is phonetics, morphology, semantics, syntactics. Okay, so this is called interdisciplinary branch. First I have applied linguistics. This is important one, and another second one is also important, and the social linguistic. These three branches are very important. Okay, for B.Ed people, for B.Ed persons who are B.Ed aspirants who are preparing for your teaching exams, so psycholinguistic and brain and that neurolinguistic, they both are very important because they ask about the dyslexia, aphasia very well. Okay, now applied linguistic means to apply the rules on that particular area. For example, we have language teaching, how to teach students, that is pedagogy approach. Okay, we have translation, how to translate. Like we need to understand for subject, verb and object, and you need to apply all the rules on that sentence. Forensic linguistics, I will make you understand this in further slide. Okay, we have many branches of applied linguistics, and the key theories, like we have Holiday and Kroshen. Kroshen has given input hypothesis. This is the important one. If you have not watched the video on pedagogy, then go and watch that video. MP set, especially set student and teaching exam students, you have to watch that video. Okay, so input hypothesis, repeated question. Theoretical linguistic is the pure science of linguistics. It can be asked that which branch is the pro science of linguistics. It is theoretical linguistics, because from here we have there are many theories which evolved from here, from theoretical linguistics. In this part we only studied theories, like we have optimal theory, universal grammar, generative theory, syntax theories, language universal, X bar theory. All theories are very important, and then we have to apply it. So that's why we use applied linguistics. So you can say that theoretical linguistics, here we understand the underlying structure of a sentence, of a sound, of a word. Okay, now historical linguistics, that is the synchronic and diachronic shift. Okay, we understand what is difference between synchronic and diachronic. Synchronic means a specific period, diachronic means over a period. Okay, so diachronic is a large area, synchronic is a small area. So that is historical linguistic. Where is a language change, etymology. Okay, proto language, that is the importance of language. Okay, so this is called now you can understand that like Noam Chomsky is related to theoretical linguistics because he has given generative grammar rule. We have Jacob Grimm, William Jones, they are related to historical linguistics. Okay, you can understand this point. Okay, I will make a separate video on it as well. Now descriptive linguistic. Descriptive means to understand in detail, to understand that how people actually use the language. Okay, how observation, field work, real use, like medical language is different from legal language, how they use a single word in different scenario. Okay, so this is called descriptive linguistic. Comparative linguistic, to compare two language or more than two language or language families, like it is said that Sanskrit is the ancient language, and from Sanskrit many language come. So this is called language family. Like Dravidian family have Tamil, Telugu, all these families. Okay, like cross linguistic feature, the person who lives in the borderline area, there is a mixing of two state language. Okay, so that is called cross linguistic feature. So this is in and comes under comparative linguistic. Okay, so French Bob has given this theories on comparative linguistic. Let's move to the important area. You will be active while writing important points. Okay, don't be passive learner. So theoretical linguistic. Theoretical means, I told you to study about theory. This is the pro science of linguistics. Now, there are different, what you have to do, your focus should be on this video. Okay, and it will help a lot. Phonological theory means to understand the phones, to understand the sound, in which we have generative phonology. Okay, how to use phonology, how the word produce, how we use sound to make a word, how I can use P, T and A to make pat. This is called generative phonology, and it is given by Noam Chomsky. Then we have optimality theory, that the sound and the system, that the sound system comes after constraint. That is, it means to say that if I have to pronounce pet, so I have to use P. If I have to pronounce bat, then I have to use B. I cannot use B to pronounce pet. That is the optimal theory. Now we have structuralist phonology, the structure system of words. Okay, how to use groupism of words to make it a sentence. So that is called phonological theory. Then we have morphological theory. Morphological theory means in the root word formation, that we have item and arrangement. That is, first we use prefix, root word and suffix. We cannot use suffix, root word and prefix. Okay, item and process. I change sing to sang, then sung. Okay, like run, rain, run, put. So this is called item and process, how we evolve this one, how the past marker rule work. Okay, how voiced and voiceless rule work here. Now we have word and paradigm. What is paradigm? Paradigm means model. Paradigm means hota hai model. That how the receiver received the word formation, the word meaning. Like if I'm saying he fails, then there are 2 or 3 types of people. First one is said like he do less hard work. Okay. Another can say better luck next time. Another will be say it's God will. So we are getting 3 type of answer here. So this is called paradigm. According to the context, model changes. Okay, so this is like bank, financial bank, river bank. Okay, so this is called paradigm. Now syntactic theory kya hai? What is syntactic theory? We have generative grammar. Like we need to understand verb, subject plus object plus verb. This is the basic unit of making a sentence. Okay? So that is generative grammar. Okay, we cannot use subject plus object plus verb. Okay, so for like interrogative sentence, verb should be first, then subject, then object. This is called generative grammar, given by Noam Chomsky. Then we have X-bar theory. What is X-bar theory? Models used to explain the specific thing, that is the unit point of a phrase. Like we have head, we have specific, like in a page we have head and footer. So this is called X-bar theory. Similarly, in a sentence we have subject, we have verb, we have noun, we have object, like we have noun or pronoun as a subject, verb, helping verb, main verb, auxiliary verb, then it further divided into modals. Okay, so this is called X-bar theory. Now we have minimalist program. Minimalist, it means the minimal pair. Okay, now we have semantic theory. What is semantic theory? Under semantic theory, first we have truth conditional. Okay, that is the sentence we are making, the sentence we have made, it should be right. Its meaning should be right. Okay, like I have arranged just symbol words and I said, oh, my sentence is correct, why you cut my marks? So this is not right one. So true conditional hona chahiye. Then it is prototype theory. It is very important one. What is prototype? That is important. Ideal. Like there are many birds. We consider sparrow as a bird, but you should know that penguins, they are birds. Yes, penguins are birds. So this is called prototype, that mostly people consider penguin as animal, aquatic one. Okay, whatever their theory is, but sparrow as bird. But the real fact is that both are birds. So this is called prototype, which is ideal one. We considered it first. Okay. We have cognitive semantics, that is mental growth, understanding the meaning, like whatever the person is speaking, we can get that meaning right or not. Okay, if I had to say मैं खाना खा रही हूँ, I am eating food instead of I ate food. So this is called cognitive semantics. Pragmatic theory, that is contextual understanding, like speech act theory, whatever I am saying, are you listening it right or not? Are you getting my point or not? Like I am saying, it is very salty. So it means next time, do not use too much salt, or I can say, please change it. So this is called speech act theory. What the receiver is receiving and what I want to say, that the meaning is same or not. This is called speech act theory. I will explain it better in our theory session. Then we have Grecian maxim. It means how people communicate efficiently. This is called Grecian maxim. Now, relevance theory. It is interesting one. That people wants to do less effort and wants to get more output. Yani ki less input, more output. Generally, this is the nature of human, that we want to learn more, but in less effort, but in minimum efforts. So this is called relevance theory. Okay, I want to learn complex words, but I don't want to read that. I want to read books. I want to crack UGC NET, but I will not read standard books. Okay, because standard books, there's a person, there's a one, I don't know, there's a one student, ma'am, from this book examiner never give a question. Are beta, these standard books, they are not meant for right answer and wrong answer. It meant for your understanding, your conceptual understanding, that you can easily understand the language of your paper. That's why I recommend you standard books. Okay, chaliye. Next we have sociolinguistic. Now in sociolinguistic, first we have dactylology. It means to study of dialects, how the language perceives. Now we have regional dialects, that is called register, dialects, jargon. Okay, accent variation, I told you about master and master. Then we have isogloss boundary, that means a boundary, like in some place it is called chapati, some called it roti. So this is isogloss boundary. There is a boundary between, a minute boundary. Okay, like language variation. Social variation, we have upper class people have different vocab, lower class have different vocab, middle class have different vocab. Yeah, you have seen in many series, in many films, or in serials. Okay, they are saying like they are down market, they are cheap, so they called poor as cheap, as down market, downtrodden. Okay, so this is called upper class mentality. This is called social variation, how upper class people use their words for the lower class. This is just for an example. Okay, so that is social variation. Like I have given you about the age variation. Okay, gender variation, like female says sorry after sneezing, but there are many men, they do not say sorry. So this is called gender variation. This is only for understanding. Okay, now we have age based variation. Okay, similarly we have language and identity. So in language and identity, there is a code switching, that there is a different language, that how you are speaking with your friend and how you are speaking with your boss, how you're speaking at home. So this is called code switching. At home you are very, very comfortable with your native language, but while in office you have to use decent Hindi or decent English. So this is called code switching. Then we have language loyalty. What is loyalty? As you know very well about loyalty. So loyal towards your language is called language loyalty. Yani ki I will learn everything in my native language. That is language loyalty. You know, there is a kind of news that if you are in Maharashtra, then you have to speak Marathi. If you are in Tamil, you have to speak Tamil language. Kannada, you have to speak Kannada language. You are in Southern, you should know about the Southern language. If you are in Northern, you should know about the Northern language. So this is the language conflict you can find. There is a news, okay, a huge turmoil of language conflict. So this is called language loyalty, that Marathi wants to be educated in Marathi so that he can keep alive his culture. Haryanvi wants to be Haryanvi, Southern wants to be Southern. So this is called language loyalty, but I think it should be in a decent manner. No other community should hurt. Okay, then we have language death of a language, that is extinct language. Okay, the language which is now not in syllabus. This is called language death. There are many tribal, indigenous language which are extinct nowadays. We do not know about those language. So this is the language death, and that's why people wants to be language loyal. Okay. Now then we have bilingual, multilinguals. Lingual come from Latin word, then it become linguistic, then become linguistics. Okay. So this we have diglossia, two variety of same language. Okay. We have like English. We have classical English, like we have business English, or we have some celebrity English. Okay, we have some pompous, complex. So instead of good, I can use marvelous, splendid, fantabulous. So this is called diglossia. And even in English, we have mid English or lower English. We can use for everyone. Okay, so this is the difference. Now we have lingua franca. Lingua franca means a mid language, or you can say a bridge language, which is used by two parties. Like there is a Japanese, there is an Indian. Indian cannot use Japanese, Japanese cannot use Indian. So what they use, what will they use, or which language they are picking? So they pick English as their medium. So this is called lingua franca, or English is really lingua franca. Okay. Then we have Pidgin Creole. Pidgin means the trade language, and Creole means when the Pidgin becomes their native language, that is called the Creole one. Okay. And this is important because these are your PYQs. Many times they ask about this. Okay, so I do not add this one. Then we have discourse, like we have Megha discourse. Discourse means how we use language in social context. That is discourse one. Like we have conversation analysis, like we are conversationing. Okay, rules of talk. It means like if I'm using so this is called conversational discourse. Okay, if like I'm using high tone, low tone, if I'm just switching to command way, if I'm just applying, so this is called conversational analysis. Then we have critical discourse. Critical means how crucial the language. It means how power and social inequalities are expressed through language. Like you have seen many politicians, they have their pet dialogues. They just come on the stage, okay, and then they start speaking their pompous and bombastic words. And what people, they get curious, they are their rage will evolve. They said, yes, this is the right politician, yeah, he will be the next PM. So these are called curious words. These are called the words which increase the rage in people. These are the words which increase the curiosity in people, which encourages the people. So this is called critical discourse. Okay, so like I don't want to add this this one, but I have to add, like many politicians, they just talk about Hindu Muslim, they just talk about caste and conflict. Okay, and the person who have similar mindset, they said, yes, he is absolutely right, he will be our next PM, he will be our next CM. So this is called critical discourse. Okay, now we have narrative, yani how to narrate story, like in partition literature. Train to Pakistan and Bapsi Sidhwa, Ice Candy Band, they have expressed whole story. They have expressed the whole scenario of partition in sympathetic manner, in very emotional tone. Okay, they expressed the complete pathetic scenario of partition, like the train have bodies, a lot of bloodshed, okay, fighting and they expressed. So this is called narrative analysis, how they are evolving our emotions by presenting their narration. So this is narrative analysis. This is very tricky question. How this is called tricky question? Because many says answer is there are differ in answer. Okay, so I am answering you according to my knowledge, according to my understanding, and which is more appropriate. Okay, now first it is said from a social linguistic matlab the study of linguistics from social perspective point of view, mainstream, yani ki SLM is second language acquisition. When we understand, when we are receiving second language acquisition studies, remain a social. Or social means like I am working on my second language, and I chose second language as Spanish one. Okay, so Spanish is not our language in Indian language. It is not Indian language. So I became a social automatically because I do not find the people to speak in Spanish, like in my neighborhood, my household. So what I have to speak? I have to speak to foreigner one. So I become a social. This is absolutely right. The social import of learning to interact through language remains hidden. Obvious hai. Now, what is the reason behind that? A sociolinguist perspective focuses on linguistic system as well as on a concern with specific items of pragmatic, that is context and discourse. Absolutely right. It tells us about sociolinguistic. We have studied now discourse like critical analysis, narrative analysis, okay, development, and it rejects the tendency of looking at language. The first thing is that here is the reject. Sociolinguistic. We have studied about sociolinguistic very well. That this is your complete chart. Okay. In this complete chart, do you find here any word related to rejection? Sociolinguistic never rejects. Instead, it tells about the variation. So here, rejection word, it changes the meaning of a complete sentence. So rejection word is wrong. That's why the statement is wrong. Assertion is right, but the reason is not right. So our option is 3. Okay, so this is our exact option. So in assertion reason, what you have to do, what you have to keep in your mind, that first check the statement A, then check the statement B. Now check the statement that A is because of B, or matlab reason is because of A or not. Okay, if A and B, they are respective, they are right, then choose accordingly. If they are not right, then R is here wrong and A is true, because that reject word, it changes the meaning. Like we have words only, if, like reject. So but, so these kind of word changes the complete meaning of assertion and reason. The reason is correct, but because of reject the statement, it converts into wrong one. Okay, so this is your March 2023 question, and we have many questions of reason. Now this is your last slide. Okay, what is applied linguistics? यानी कि to apply something. Here we have language teaching, यानी कि second language acquisition. Now you will tell me, second language acquisition, it comes under sociolinguistic. No, the reason comes under sociolinguistic. Okay, so second language acquisition, we learned about language 1, how to learn language 1 to language 2. Okay, like we have grammar translation method, direct method, then we have input hypothesis. It is given by Krushan, Stephen Krushan. Okay, that is I+1. We built after adding, like I have, there is a word. If I tell you that you have to make a word, okay, from using S, M, A, L, L. Okay, so then you can use here the small. But what is +1? That through small you can make a sentence. This is called I+1. Then interlanguage. Interlanguage means that how we are mastering another language by help of one language. Okay, that is we are mastering on language 2, but with the help of language 1 grammar, with the help of language 1 concept. This is called interlanguage. Now that is a language translation and interpretation, in which first we have literary translation, in which we have novel, poetry, prose. Then we have technical translation, disputed will, like we have business, medical bills. Okay, so that is technical translation. Then we have simultaneous interpretation. It means like in the summit, that is oral translation. मान लो, if the PM of another country, he is speaking, and our translator, okay, our translator, Indian translator, they are at that time on the spot, they are just writing and translating what he is saying. That is called simultaneous interpretation. Now we have forensic, that is related to forensic linguistic. Forensic linguistic is subtype of applied linguistic. Okay, there is authorship analysis. Okay, it relates to authority. Authority will give you the bill, will give you the prescription. Then voice identification, you know very well about this voice identification. Okay, legal language. Then clinical linguistic, in which we have aphasia, dyslexia, speech disorder. Aphasia, that is brain disorder, you cannot pronounce the words. Dyslexia, you can writing disorder, speech disorder. So this is comes under clinical linguistic. Then we have language policy. It come in which we have status planning, like which language should be used in school. English should be the medium of education or not. English be the medium of our parliament or not. Which language should be given the status of official language. So then we have corpus planning. Corpus planning, that is database planning. Then we have acquisition planning, that there is a language system like NEP. So students should teach in mother tongue, then there will be English or any other language. So this is called acquisition planning. Okay, so this comes under applied linguistics. Now I think you can better understand that which linguistics, which branch of linguistics help us to understand which concept. Okay, so that's why I bifurcated all the branches. Now this is your homework. Okay, and for this homework, first you have to watch the lecture 1, because that is the important one. Now this question is on Noam Chomsky. So first watch that video. I have told you, or I have given the hint to you. Then you have to answer this question if you are Megha Discourse Scholar Squad. Okay, because your one comment motivates me a lot. And also let me know that do you like this lecture or not. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture. And I hope you are not getting bored after reading linguistics. You enjoyed this series. Okay, you enjoyed this lecture. And yes, there is a prize for you. You will get a master video tomorrow. And this topic will help you to make your basics clear. Okay, so like, share and subscribe our channel. Hype this video. Bye-bye.